man is more than one individual. He's a collective. So male and female, they're all together. And so there's going to be variations, and there's going to be depths and differences, as well as similarities. The good that's in them, well, it all gets integrated in 19. 19 integrates them. It integrates everything with regards to man's inner foundation, which was his faith. It integrates all that, but it also regenerates man himself. Because man is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 8. So it's the eighth pulse of man. So you go back and you look at the eighth pulse of the unseen, and it's EOI, regeneration, the circle with the leaf of life in it, in the midst of the field, the order, the organization, the system that's at the core. Subtle though it may be, it's still there. And so what Say does, which is number 19, is Say allows for that, for man, the regeneration of man. Not only is man regenerated, but 19 also means something a little bit higher too. It, even as number 18 stands for something a little bit higher too, because we are given the commonly known associations with these realities, and we're given those in Samoin, and their meanings, because that's what was taught early man, because that's what he could most readily understand. And not only most readily understand, but basically it was what he was capable of understanding at the time. Now we can comprehend more, and so we're given more to comprehend and to integrate and to understand. So that when we look at 18 and 19, well, in terms of what are we looking at those in terms of? Because they mean many different things, as we've already talked about. But let's look at them in relationship to the unseen. Okay, and that's what we've been doing. We've looked at them in relationship to the unseen. Recall that the unseen comes before the comes before the one, the foundation. And we know what comes before one is zero in mathematics. It's the nothing, it's the unseen. But we know it as something. We know it is something. It's the unseen reality. When the unseen reality comes upon us in number 18, which is the synthesis, recall, of man's inner foundation, then it appears to man as if it's dark. I mean, he can see the darkness. He understands what darkness is on account of that. In terms of the foundation, the foundation, the first cycle, the first entity, the first reality, the foundation, the going forth. In terms of that foundation, that's the foundation in terms of the unseen reality. The foundation of the unseen reality becomes overt, but it becomes manifest, it becomes obvious. And so now when we get, so that's what number 1 is. But now when we get to number 10, well, there we have, as we mentioned before, our going forth again. Okay, but now there's something different there as well. There's something that's coming out of the foundation. And what is coming out of the foundation? It's the zero. It's a nothing. Well, if you're a corporean, corporeally oriented, and you're not aware of the S, then you think it is nothing. But really, the first thing that but really it's the soul. that comes out of the foundation, the unseen that comes out of the foundation, if we want to think of it that way. So with Ah, we have the foundation that comes out of the unseen, 0, 1. But we don't put the 0 in front of a 1 usually, when we're numbering things. But with 1, 0, then we have the unseen coming out of the foundation. So it's a subtle difference. And so, what else can come out of the foundation? Well, a replica of the foundation can come out of the foundation. And we mentioned this when we talked about number 11, it being like a reflection of reality, or a facsimile of the reality, an attempt to recreate the foundation, to replicate the foundation, to duplicate it, to manifest it. And that's that which comes out of your foundation, another foundation that, like a child, looks like their parent, perhaps, if you want to think of it in that sense. Well, okay, and then what else comes out of the foundation? The objectivity, the objective manifestation of that foundation, which is man. And the reason we're going through this is because we want to look at 18 and 19. Because 18 is the regeneration that comes out of the foundation. So in number 18 in Hack comes a regeneration of the foundation, of the Ah. It's there. It's a regeneration of it. Now, maybe very, very subtle, and that's what EOI is, very subtle. That's the field. And you can see a field, and you, because this comes after the collapse. Remember, number 7, 6 was the ideal, drifting toward and moving toward, building toward 7, the fullness, but also the extremes and all that, and it collapses into the field. The field is that which surrounds it, its milieu, its surroundings, and all that. And EOI is still in the midst of that field. And in the midst of that collapse, from number 7 to number 8, in the midst of that collapse, EOI keeps life alive, keeps an organized centrality, keeps system and order there. And we can all attain to that. We can all be sustained by that. It's a sustainer. The leaf of life is a sustainer. It sustains, it nurtures. The 8, the regeneration that comes out of the foundation itself is going to become regenerated. It regenerates the foundation. It rejuvenates it. It brings forth, you might call, new life, but it's not really new life per se, because it need not be new life per se, because we can think of a tree. Okay, now a tree seems to die. It seems to, it goes dormant in the wintertime. The broadleaf trees, anyway, in the temperate zones and above. Well, okay, so they come back to life. That's because the leaf of life wasn't really extinguished in them. It became real subtle. That's what it is. And even bears and their hibernation and all that. It's a sort of a form of this, where it pulls down into, and it becomes regenerated.